Okay, so it's 7:30 on the button. We're about to go for a walk. That guy's been sitting there with his lights on. That's the new neighbor. They got 3 vehicles, okay? That dude's been sitting there for the last 3 minutes with his lights on. So let's see what happens when we go outside for our walk. Okay? Let's see what happens. How many passers-by we can get. Most people should be home with the itis after work and eating, school. See how many perps we can get. If you got automatic lights, they don't stay on that long. Another thing I wanted to get at too, come here, is our dog bag dispenser back here. This is the 2nd week now that it's been empty. But if you go around the corner from the front gate, see, he's just sitting in there waiting. You can see his fucking hands. But they don't fill that up. They don't fill that up because it's back here. But if you walk around the other spot, like if you went in the front gate and kept walking straight back to the end, because we're kind of in a horseshoe, they're full up. And I seen the maintenance man check that out too. So he walks by and smiles every time because he knows he's doing some. See, there's my scratcher, my scratching stalker. See, they come out when I come out. I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you. I almost went onto the freeway one day. One of them followed me onto the freeway when I was on my bicycle. Now you know that's some bullshit right there. They don't let fucking beach cruisers on the interstate. So you know they're stalking your ass. So, and the other thing I'll talk about while we're waiting for some more perps to pop out. If the churches, so I didn't know this, but after Katrina happened, FEMA started getting in on the church game. So if churches want to keep their tax exempt status, they got to get in with the government program, and they mask it as if there's another national emergency, like Hurricane Katrina, something big like that. So they put it under that mask and say, all right, you know, well, we're gonna involve these people, you know, whoever they chose, these group leaders to be community leaders in the event of a national emergency or a statewide emergency. So that was in about 2007. They started something that's called the Clergy Response Team. Somebody else turned me on to this. I didn't find this out myself. They told me about it last week. And since 2007, they got, from what I'm reading, they got about 30,000 pastors in the United States, 30,000 church leaders on board with FEMA, so they could keep, that's 600 per state on average, if I did my math right. So that's 600 people heading up a church. You know, I don't know how, it's probably not just pastors too, you probably got the people underneath. But that's 600 people per state. And you know that probably links up with the Neighborhood Watch and Community Watch and Citizens on Patrol. So when you come to a small town like this and you get all kinds of negative attention, people coming out when you come out or walking in a circle scratching their damn head like they ain't bathed in months, weird shit like that, or following you across the street when you try to get to the church, oddly enough, to get some peace. You know, I'll walk across the street right there, I got on video, and, you know, take the dog over there to do her thing and get some movement, because we don't like to do it inside the complex because we get bothered. Come on. You get followed over there by the same people that would bother you in the dang in the complex. See, this lady lives behind the church. They always come out when I come out. You know, they ain't doing no work. You know, it's 7:30. So, but anyway, that's what's going on. So when you come to a small place like this and you get everybody coming out when you go for a walk or following you, like they'll drive in their car in your direction or against you and things like that there, that's why. Because their church, their neighborhood watch, their community patrol, you know, they've probably got some kind of thing I don't know about yet, but their citizens on patrol and all that. They're all linked together, and they all think they're doing some kind of good by, I don't know, to explain to me, what kind of good is it supposed to do? If you think, let's say they're under some kind of false impression, right? What kind of good does it do to follow somebody around that only walks their dog and goes to the corner store every day? Tell me what good it does. Here comes a one headlighter. Tell me what good it does to harass that person and make a bunch of noise and break into their house and move shit around, and you know that they're considered, you know, by definition they're considered disabled, doesn't matter physically or mentally, and they have an alert or a service or a assistance animal, and you go in there into their house illegally and perform an illegal search which violates their Fourth Amendment. Tell me what kind of good that does keeping the community safe. You're gonna set that person off, right? That just makes sense to me. So that's how ignorant these people around here are. It's got nothing to do with, you know, what part of the country you're in or anything like that, because I was experiencing this in San Bernardino, Los Angeles, and Orange County, where, you know, every town's about 100,000 people or more. And I was experiencing this. See how slow he got? Yeah, that's right. See how slow he got? Baker. See, they'll just pull over just for no good reason. He ain't doing nothing. I was in Courtside, and that's only like 3,000 people. I went to Bisbee, that was like about 5,000 people. And they all did it. They're coming from out of state too, so that's how you know they're backed by the government on some, you know, some of them are informants or, you know, what have you, whatever the situation might be. But it basically seems like their goal is, oh, this person, we think this person's a problem, so let's bug the fuck out of them and damage their stuff and break into their house or their apartment or their vehicle. Tell me, what kind of good are you doing? That's not neighborhood watch, that's not community watch, that's not community policing or civilian policing. That's vandalism. That's breaking and entering. That's unwarranted, felonious searches and seizures. That's assault. In my case, in a couple instances. So tell me what kind of good any of that does. You are literally harassing that person. Knowingly, willfully, intentionally, and repeatedly. Like I said, Arizona, several counties, California, several counties, my home states, my hometowns, in through New Mexico, random spots. If you're somewhere, they're just following you with your phone and your credit card transactions. But they're not doing any good but bothering you. The video probably gonna cut off here pretty soon, but this is less than 30,000 people in this town. Okay? And you see how there's not a lot of traffic. Normally it's 2 or 3 times that, but since I'm recording, I've been recording since I left the house, they let the fuck off. But tell me what kind of good all that does. Having your pastor and your store clerks and your utility men, you know what I mean? Bother you. And they trash their own fucking property. See? 1, 2, 3. That lady lives in there. So just tell me what kind of good that does. Duct tape back window. They like to do weird shit like that. I don't understand. Double charge you for your deposit. You know, take the weight limit and the pet deposit off your dog because she's serviced, and then tack it back on the deposit. What kind of crooked ass shit is that? What good does that do? You know? And it's nice out here. I'm gonna turn around. See, he ain't doing nothing but sitting there with his door open. You know, I like it out